Movie man. Alright folks, strap in because today we're riding the Korean bullet train to zombie apocalypse heaven, or hell. Yep, it's Train to Busan, the film that gave us all the feels while making us scream in terror, and laugh awkwardly at that one dude who keeps making terrible decisions. If you're a zombie fan or just love watching people lose their minds on a train, this movie's got you covered. But before we dive into the gore-soaked chaos, let's rewind to where it all began. A nuclear plant leak, hazmat suits, and a truck that couldn't focus on the road. So, we start with a truck driver speeding towards a toll booth, which is being sanitized because of a nuclear plant leak nearby. Because nothing says, safe road trip, like nuclear contamination and hazmat-suited people wielding disinfectant sprayers. Our trucker yells at the cleaners, classic, I'm the victim here, energy. Then, distracted by his phone, thanks, distracted driving, he runs over a doe. But wait, the doe isn't just any deer. Nope. It's infected and about to start the most terrifying wildlife crossover since the birds. Enter Sok-woo, a typical workaholic dad who's so busy managing money that he forgets his own kid's birthday gift. And get this, he accidentally buys her the same present from last year. That's like giving your kid socks for Christmas, 2 years in a row. Brutal. His daughter Suan wants to visit her mom in Busan, and through the power of guilt and a tearjerker recital video, Sok-woo books a ticket on the next KTX train. If only he knew the train would be more fight for survival, and less family reunion. On the train, we meet a cast of characters straight from a disaster survival handbook. Sang-hwa, the tough husband. Seong-kyung, his pregnant wife. A high school baseball team, because, you know, teenagers are survival experts in horror movies. Yeon-suk, the rich CEO with a necktie tight enough to choke a zombie. 2 elderly sisters. A homeless man who's suspiciously calm like he's seen this before. Spoiler. He probably has. Things start going south the second a bitten woman boards the train, because when you see a huge bite wound, the polite thing to do is not to let her on. But no, they try to save her. Classic mistake. The infected woman quickly turns into a zombie and spreads the virus faster than a bad Twitter rumor. The high school baseball team gets decimated, leaving only 4 survivors. Imagine how mad those baseball coaches must be. Meanwhile, Suan unknowingly strolls into the infected lower cars looking for a bathroom, rookie move number 42 in this movie. Sok-woo wakes up to find her missing, panic sets in, and now he's running the tightrope between hero dad and total disaster. The train is rerouted to Daegu, supposedly a safe zone where the military is handling things. But surprise! The soldiers are all zombies. Because, of course, the quarantine fails spectacularly. Nothing says safe like an infected army. Here's where Yeon-suk reveals his true colors. Rich guy betrays everyone. He locks out the other survivors and lies about them being infected. It's like watching a bad corporate team building exercise that ends in a zombie massacre. Sang-hwa sacrifices himself so Sok-woo can protect his family, the movie's way of reminding us that dads are heroes, even if they're terrible gift givers. And those baseball kids. Tragic, heartbreaking, and the exact opposite of the Sandlot. Yeon-suk gets his just desserts after biting the dust, or should I say, biting the zombie. Sok-woo's infected but stays lucid long enough for a tearful goodbye to Suan, who finally sings her full recital song, Aloha Oi. Cue the waterworks. The train finally reaches Busan, but the tracks are blocked. Military snipers mistake the survivors for zombies until Suan's singing convinces them otherwise. It's a hopeful ending wrapped in a dark, bloody package, the classic horror mix of hope and despair. Okay, quick callback for zombie fans. The infected in Train to Busan are a bit like the fast zombies in 28 Days Later, blind in the dark but ultra aggressive in the light. Plus, the quarantine fail is classic Resident Evil vibes, with a hint of World War Z chaos. The nuclear plant leak is eerily reminiscent of real disasters like Fukushima. Using a nuclear scare to kickstart a zombie outbreak. Clever way to tap into our deepest fears about technology and human error. The truck driver yelling at the hazmat crew like they're the real villains. Buddy, you just ran over a zombie deer. The rich CEO acting like a spoiled brat while the world burns, because if you're gonna survive a zombie apocalypse, being a jerk helps no one. The homeless guy who's clearly seen worse and just accepts his fate, I'm convinced he's the movie's secret guru. Train to Busan isn't just a zombie movie, it's a high-speed roller coaster of emotions, family drama, and the ultimate test of humanity when society crumbles. It's scary, it's heartbreaking, and yes, it's got moments where you'll want to smack some sense into the characters. So next time you take a train, watch where you step, keep your phone down, and maybe avoid zombie deer. If you love this breakdown and want more horror comedy explanations, smash that like button, subscribe to Movie Man, and ring the bell so you never miss a ride on the Horror Express. Comment below, who is your favorite survivor? And what's your ultimate zombie apocalypse survival plan? Until next time, stay alive, and keep your eyes on the track.